Eric, I'm Greg Trezavasi with Deepest Dream. Pleasure to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you, sir. Thanks for covering the show.
So, speaking the title showrunner, I want to be educated because when you're growing up, when I was growing up, I was thinking writers, they're very insular, they're introverted, but they live within a world and they create the world for people like me to enjoy. But then when you're in the television medium, the writers can sometimes become the showrunner. Wondering for you, what were some of the skill sets you needed to learn as far as starting from the pen to pad to becoming sort of a leader amongst the community, or am I overshooting that kind of connection?
No, it's kind of a weird job, right? Because you're right. Like writers are generally nerds. I'm a nerd. And so like hiding behind my screen and just coming up with a story is one particular skill set. But the requirements of show running, and I worked on many television shows before I ever became a showrunner. Um, you learn all of the ins and the outs of how a show is made. You end up having to understand how every crew member does their job, how the whole post-production machinery works. When people ask me what does a showrunner do, I say it's five and a half full-time jobs. It's you're managing the writing, you're managing production, you're managing the actors, you're managing the executives, you're managing post-production, and then you're also managing the PR and marketing in some ways at the end. Yeah.
Eric, I do believe, and I'm in my early 50s, I believe in medication. I hope you believe in maybe meditation, a healthier form of a way of connecting with everyone. Is that the unlock as far as meditating and just getting all that kind of communication and filtering it for, I guess, the best option creatively, I guess?
Well, I get a rush from the just the crisis feeling of the adrenaline of knowing that I've got, hundreds of people counting on me to come up with the right answer at any given moment in time. When I did Carnival Row, we had 1,800 people working on that show. And it was all like, it all filters up to the showrunner. What are we going left or are we going right? And there's something wrong with me, man. All I can say is I love it. It's just such a rush.
Well, for me, it was a rush watching The Bondsman. I came in thinking, okay, Kevin Bacon top lining a series, possible, who knows, maybe there might be a season two. I don't know, but even just a season one, I'd be happy with. But on a guilty pleasure level, I was excited, but then it seems to me there's a lot more depth to it. Can you just talk about that right hook, left jab situation with creatively with The Bondsman? It's a lot deeper than one would imagine.
Sure. So, I mean, we've all seen tons of demon hunting movies and shows, right? Like that's a genre unto itself, a subgenre. But what makes this show fun and original and unique is the genre mashup that we brought to bear. So we bring in a family dramedy, we bring in a music story, we bring in an Appalachian noir crime story, and when you mash all of those things up and you add Kevin Bacon putting chainsaws through the foreheads of demons, you got something, right? Now suddenly you've got this fun roller coaster ride. And so like being able to kind of orchestrate the audience's roller coaster experience, that is, I think, the fun of this one.
What creative decisions went into the level of gore that you wanted on the show? I'm fine with it, but I'm wondering, it can get very violent. So and when I review it,
Yeah.
do I warn people, or I mean, what's that kind of line that one draws with something like this?
Well, certainly. Look, I mean, this is a demon. There's definitely blood and guts for the horror fans of the Blumhouse genre fandom, right? And so this is not appropriate for young children. But it is, I think, a really fun ride. So if you're somebody who's squeamish with the blood and guts, we don't go too far, and we're going to make you laugh while you're watching it, right? So the whole for me, the balance of humor undercuts the gory. I really wanted to mash the show up in a way that you don't know whether you're going to laugh out loud or scream out loud. You just don't know what's coming next, but you're having fun watching it. I've done some genre writing that was a little heavier with Daredevil. I've done big political kind of shows like Man in the High Castle, which is another kind of different world build. Um, with this one, given the state of the world right now, I just wanted to laugh and have fun writing it, have fun making it, and hopefully create an experience that viewers are going to have fun watching.
It is fun. All that said, can you just talk about the subtle theme of accountability, which is interwoven within the structure. And I think it's not a heavy-handed approach. And I thought it was really well woven into into
Oh,
your show.
well, thank you. Well, look, I mean, we've all done stuff that we regret. It just so happens that Hub Halloran, played by Kevin Bacon, has done something really awful that has gotten him sent down to the hot place. And yes, redemption and accountability are themes at work in the show, although they're not going to play out the way that you might think. And so um, I think that that is just a rich place to go. And since you touched on it, what was interesting to me was to have every one of the characters having some element of that in their character arc. The most obvious one is Lucky, who is the other character, the romantic rival for Marianne's affections, opposite Kevin Bacon's Hub Allen. So in that love triangle, Lucky was a Boston mobster who murdered people in his former life and has tried to turn over a new leaf in Landry, Georgia, by taking on Hub Halloran's ex-wife and son and trying to get clean and redeem himself and join AA and just be a good person in his last chapter of life, only to find out that his girlfriend's ex is from hell. Like literally, it's like the poor Schlemiel. He had no chance.
Final question. Do showrunners ever believe in writer's block? When writers ask for how do you cure writer's block, I'm sure a showrunner like you will have a completely more logical answer to that. And for me, selfishly, what happens when people say, can you give me a second season right now? What kind of answer would you give to that? And thank you for your time.
Okay, all right. So that's a two question, but I'll answer them both. So
Okay.
last one first. I'm very hopeful and cautiously optimistic. I wrote the end of the show to be as difficult for Amazon as possible to not give us a season two. And so I'm very hopeful that we'll have a season two. In terms of your writer's block question, there are techniques to overcome it. Like you just have to come at it from different angles. I like to write out beat sheets or organize my ideas without, if you are stuck trying to write, in your case, perhaps prose paragraphs and sentences, move on to beats of like ideas that you want to hit. Draw up an outline or start to riff, start to free associate. And by the end of that, you will have all of these ideas that you are feeling compelled to write down. And as a showrunner, writer's block is not on the table. I've got hundreds of people counting on me to make my deadlines. I got millions of dollars of somebody else's money on the line. It's just not an option. So writer's block is not a part of my life.
Eric, thanks again for the conversation and really love the Bondsman.
Thank you for watching. Thanks for getting the word out.
All right, take care. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. For more movie and television reviews and interviews, please subscribe to my Deepest Dream channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, thanks so much for your support. Take care.